Hello, welcome to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus and I'm so glad you're here today. I don't know if you can hear the noise in the background, but there's loud music being played. If you can't hear it, great. That means I'm doing a good job of trying to keep things quiet here. Do you know how I do that? I don't have any special studio to record the podcast. I sit on my bed, put 3 layers of blankets over my head, and then I record my podcast episodes. Generally, our area is pretty quiet in the daytime, so most of the time you won't hear anything. The recording comes out really well. But in the night on weekends, there's a club at the back and they play quite loud music, and that can be quite annoying. The only reason I'm recording at night today is because I wanted to make it in time and not miss an episode this week. But also, I've had quite a busy week. I've been working on doing up a new About page for my website. So I'm very excited about it. And today, all day, I was at the vegan market here, local vegan market called Namu Recommends. I've told you about this before also. It's a really good, fun event, and we like to go there and spend a whole day there from first half of the day, like in the around 12:30, 1 o'clock, till the night. They close at 8 o'clock and we're there till the very end, sometimes even after some of the vendors have left. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, finished the market and came back, wound down, and got into bed now. And suddenly I was like, oh my god, I didn't do my podcast episode today. For this week, I missed it. So I immediately got up. I was so tired, but I suddenly got the energy to sit up and start recording this. And then, this noise in the background. I'm like, oh damn. I usually pick the quietest time of the day to record, but today I can't do that. I just have to record with whatever I have, whatever opportunity I have. So I'm like, okay, you know me. I don't like to be too much of a perfectionist. So I said I'll do the recording anyway. These people in the back, this loud music that gets played, there's almost nothing we can do about it. From the outside, there is no place to complain to. Nobody really takes much of an effort to get that music turned off. It's a big mess anyway. So there's nothing we can do to change it. So, when we're in a situation where things are frustrating and we're really irritated, there are only 3 ways you can handle it. This is what Susie Moore says. Either you change it. If you can change it, first of all, if it is in your power to change things, then change it. The second option is to walk away from that situation. Like, okay, I don't want any part of this, I can't change it, so I'm out of here. And if you can't do either of that, then the third way is to just accept it. This is the way things are going to be. Sometimes just saying it's all right, there's nothing I can do about it. What else? What else is there? I can't go down this loop of getting angry or upset about it, right? So I just have to accept the situation. I started out, of course, in the loop of frustration, anger, always talking about every time. In the weekend, the music would play, and then the rest of, the next Monday, Tuesday, and all, whoever I spoke to, I'd go on about it. I'm like, oh, these people play loud music. It's so irritating. They have no, they don't care about the rest of the people, these clubs, blah, 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 blah. I'd go down this whole, complaining mess and complaining spiral. And really, complaining doesn't, it only makes it worse because you're living through that whole thing again and again and again, right? So it's not a good thing. Or I used to go into this mode of really getting angry, and in my mind in the night, I'd imagine all kinds of bad things happening to the DJ. Like somebody's come and breaking the DJ's finger bones one by one, tuk. I'd have all these dark thoughts about them because I'm like, okay, this person's torturing us so much, so this should happen to them. But obviously, that doesn't pay either. That doesn't help either. Though, of course, thinking that we did help because I would laugh it off. I'd find it funny because I'd have all these ridiculous thoughts, and because I'd laugh, it would calm me down. But yeah, there's only a limit. You can't go down that spiral either. So then once I accepted it, I can't walk away from it because it's in my house is here, and then the music is near my house. It's not like I can go somewhere else every weekend. So I couldn't change it. I couldn't walk away from it. So I had to accept it. There was no other option. When I did accept it, however, a solution presented itself. So here's what happens. There's something in front of you that there is always a solution for the highest good. Gabby Bernstein says that there is always a solution of the highest good. Well, you don't get to see that solution if you allow yourself to dwell on what's wrong, what's, in the frustration, the anger, and going down that spiral again and again and again. You don't see the solution that could be right in front of you. But the moment I accepted it and I thought, okay, you know what, this is the way things are. Now, what's the solution for this? I can't change it from the outside. I can't walk away from this. So, what do I do? And out of the blue, I remembered I had a white noise app on my phone. I'd installed it years ago and I'd forgotten totally about it. So I thought, okay, let me try playing white noise tonight. One of the nights I did that. I thought, okay, let me just play it. And then I found this really nice campfire sound. Well, by default, it plays rain sound, ocean sound, and all those are the default choices. And those are very nice to listen to normally. But believe me, don't listen to rain sound while you're trying to fall asleep, because then you'll have to get up and pee several times. It makes you feel like going to pee. So don't listen to rain sound. So I wanted something that was just as soothing, comforting, and basically like a white noise. And I don't like the just normal white noise either. That's very disturbing. So I found this campfire sound. It's really nice. So I started playing the campfire sound before going to bed on the weekends. And the app is very nice. It has a timer also that you can set, so it goes off automatically. It doesn't even suddenly go off. You can set it to fade out slowly also. So I set the timer, set the sound, and then like, okay, now it's 11 o'clock. The music, is done by 1 o'clock. So at the most, to be safe, 1:10, 1:15, I set the app to go off, and it'll fade 10 minutes of fade, and it'll slowly go off. It was so helpful to start doing this. Oh my God, it really made a difference. It's not that I don't hear the music. Sometimes, the beats are so loud, you can feel it more than that vibration more than even listening to the music. But this noise kind of buried that. So it started sounding like the music was coming from a much farther away place than it was. It sounded like it was far away, and it's soft because this noise overpowered it, the campfire white noise thing. And over time, I started realizing that all I have to do is set it, forget it, and I've fallen asleep, and I don't even realize half the time when that music has stopped, when the white noise app has gone off. Like I've just fallen asleep without any of it. The times when I used to get frustrated and angry and upset, I noticed that if the music went off at 1 o'clock, I would still be upset about it, and it would take a long time for me to wind down, get out of feeling that way, and then fall asleep. So I would fall asleep only by 2 or 2:30. But now, because of this white noise, it solved the issue. So I realized, like, okay, instead of going out and changing everything in the world, what is the inside out approach I could take? I'm like, there's a solution right here. I just play this app and that's it. And yes, it's not fair that I have to do this while something really bad is happening outside. And I don't know, I mean, there are so many houses around our house. So many elderly people, so many babies. God knows how many people are getting disturbed because of that music. But then, so it's not fair, but then I can't do anything about anybody else. What I can do is change things for myself and make it better. So I play the white noise and fall asleep. In so many situations in our life, this happens where we try to go out and change everything when something seems wrong, unfair, or some irritating, annoying, whatever, right? We just try to go and try to change things from the outside, or we go on this victim loop of just complaining about it constantly. We may give it a bigger part in our lives than it deserves. Instead, the more we go inwards to see, okay, how can I make this better for myself? How do I change this for myself? That's it. That's all I can do. I can only do inside out approach. I can only learn how to accept this in the best way possible for me. And solutions present themselves so beautifully, it's kind of amazing. So, yeah, if there is any situation in your life that's frustrating, which you can't do anything about, you really can't change things, then think about how you can take the inside out approach and make things better for yourself in the best way possible, so that you can just accept the situation and let it go. If you like this episode of The Feel Good Factor, then you're going to like my newsletter, The Feel Good Tribe. Go to veganosaurus.com/newsletter and sign up. All right. Thank you for listening. I look forward to talking to you again next week. Take care. Bye.